Hello, welcome. Brand new show. We're playing Vampire the Masquerade. Our new chronicle, Indy by Night. We have a pretty new cast. There is a familiar face, aka Hannah. Welcome back to the show. It's been a long time, but happy to have you back. And we also have some new faces that get to not only interact with me on a semi daily basis in our living community, but now get the pleasure of chatting with me and seeing my ugly mug once a week. So, congratulations, you've made it. And we'll go ahead and start with Hannah, if you want to go ahead and describe who you're playing, and we'll get moving on.
Do you want me to do my description or just name?
Just name and clan for now, and then once we have that meeting scene, we'll go ahead and describe what everyone looks like.
All right. All right. My name is Hannah, and I'm going to be playing Eva Hill tonight, and I am from the Bruja clan.
Hi, I'm Justin. I'll be playing Dmitry Ivanov, and I'm from the clan Ventru.
And last but not least, Warren, if you want to go ahead and give it a shot.
Absolutely. I'm Warren, and I'll be playing James Carter from the Tremere clan.
Beautiful. So you guys have been tasked with multiple different things from this gangrel prince. We'll keep that to people's speculation what you've been accomplished. Some of you are rather new to this area. Some of you have been here for quite some time. But nonetheless, each one of you have received a calling to report to the prince immediately. And for those of you at home, Indiana is mostly a anarch state. A lot of barons and other sort of broken down areas of different parts of Indiana. But Indianapolis, downtown specifically, is the only spot in Indiana that is Camarilla. For those of you at home, we are going to be playing a Camarilla campaign, at least for the start of it, until our players decide to inevitably do something fantastic that possibly breaks the Camarilla law. So we'll see. But nonetheless, the main monument in downtown Indianapolis and the circle, for the most of the people, it is a sight to see, but always at the very top inside of the tower is a sign on a door that says out of service. But as you three now know, at night when you give a certain knock, you guys are greeted by a security guard who takes you up to the very top of this monument, and you guys gain access to that out of order elevator. The elevator takes you down even below the street level, where it takes you to this very large and ornate, almost meeting area that has some of those gold placards of the gangrel sign. It is the gangrel prince. As you guys have met, there has been a couple of different doors. There's a long hallway that some of you have been staying at that has the different areas that a lot of them are like off limits or like staff only that have security key card or security codes, excuse me. And there's also a couple of rooms that each require your own memorization of the code of where those people are, those safe havens, if you will. Beyond that, there is a large open bar with multiple very nice privacy booths for those people who would like to eat in private, or maybe not have it known what your sort of predator type might be. But outside of the elevator, straight across the way, is a smaller room where most of you, if not all of you already, have seen that there is a assistant to the prince who sort of checks his schedule and allows those people to come and go. Beyond that is a very large room that has multiple different relics sitting inside of these little pedestals that are covered in glass, as well as books that line both sides. And then on the very end of it is the nice mahogany desk and a large TV that sits behind the prince that has a ongoing sort of like video of the Indianapolis skyline behind. Each of you have been brought here. I believe everyone has made a rouse check for this evening. Eva, actually, I will need you to go ahead and roll a rouse check because this is going to be the following night after you are requested, or he offered you to stay at the suite. So go ahead and please roll a rouse check for me. I also need one from Carter as well because it's going to be after the following day where you've done some very busy studying through the Princess Library. Dimitri, this is obviously just right after your phone call with the prince, just a little while ago. So then I'm going to go ahead and get Roll20 pulled up here and captured for the screen. All right, Mr. Carter, you failed your rouse check, so you have officially gained, call it a streamer curse, but you officially gained your first point of hunger going in. While Eva, you still stay strong, level-headed, and able to keep that hunger to a minimum as you wake up that following evening. Each of you begin to receive your messages. Obviously, Dimitri, you have a little bit of a drive to head from where you are staying to where the downtown location is. And the other two of you, since you guys are within house, so to speak, you guys do receive a knock at the door and a letter that's slid underneath your door that is wax sealed with the seal of the gangrel. Inside of that letter, it just asks, it's from the prince saying, please come to my office as soon as you can. Me and my primogen will be awaiting for discussing your next task for us. Anything you guys want to do in preparation before heading to the prince's office?
Well, I will definitely make myself presentable as is appropriate.
Perfect.
I'm just going to do my usual thing.
Okay. You go ahead, get ready, throw the good old jacket on, and are you bringing the additional weapon preparations as well? Still put in there? Or are you leaving those in the room?
I'll probably bring my knife, but that's it this time.
Heard. As you guys arrive out to the main lobby, you also hear the elevator begin to ding, as you do see the rather hideous-looking security guard after he drops his cover, if you will. As most of you who have ever seen a Nosferatu see this Nosferatu guard sort of just walking through. And the three of you, as well as the security guard, are now standing in this large open area. If each one of you want to take just a few moments to describe what your character looks like, what they're wearing. If you guys want to go around, we can go ahead and start with Dimitri if you would like.
Sure thing. Dimitri's about 6'4", hugely muscled, just looks like a kind of wall of horse. He's got cold, piercing eyes, rugged features. Got kind of shoulder length, kind of messy brown hair. You can see some tattoos peeking out from underneath the collar of his purple button-up shirt that's kind of left open a little bit. He's got a sport coat on, black sport coat, some nice pressed slacks, and some shined-up shoes. Black leather belt with the gold buckle.
Love it.
Tattoos across the backs of his hands and fingers.
All right, and Carter, if you want to go ahead and give it your description.
Sure. Definitely for the meeting with the prince, I'll be dressed up more than Carter normally would be, but he is not nearly as tall as Dimitri. Is under 6 foot. He's lean, um, short hair. Looks bookish is probably the best description for Carter. Looks like at any given moment he looks like he would much rather be reading a book, and probably if he didn't have a meeting with the prince, he probably would have a book in his hand at the moment.
And last but not least, Eva.
All right. So she is about 5'7", and she will not get more dressed up for this guy than any other person. So she has a brown leather jacket on, and underneath there is a black t-shirt, and she wears ripped jeans, some tennis shoes, and she has long brown hair, dark brown hair, and on her right side, right above her ear, it's shaved, and then she has a bunch of piercings on her ears. No tattoos. She's afraid of needles, and
That's fair.
yeah. So yeah, that's.
I'm not going to say each one of you very aptly describe your clan, but I think I've seen each one of you on a poster for your clan at one point or another. But
Definitely.
right. But as you guys begin to enter, the guard will go ahead and nod to you and begin to head back to the elevator before heading back. But you guys do see his face sort of shape back into the illusion of a just regular human guy, a little bit older, probably about late 30s, early 40s. But it goes back up to the elevator and sort of waits at his post, so you guys assume to be at least. Behind the desk is the same assistant you guys have seen for every time you guys have pretty much been here to talk to the prince. Female, probably about mid-20s. Consistently working here throughout the night. None of you guys have been able to go ahead and try to hold that willpower off a little bit to continue going throughout, maybe a little bit past dawn, to see if they are what their role is or what they are. But nonetheless, here in servitude to the prince. But the assistant sort of walks you guys in and has you guys enter into the office as she knocks, waits for to be entered, as the prince speaks up and goes, "Please enter." The three of you go ahead and take line. And once again, you guys see multiple different artifacts from various different ages that sort of line this like walkway almost. Carter, one of those looks a lot more familiar than the others. It looks like it is a particular book similar to what you've been studying the last couple of days. Maybe that originally came from this collection. Dimitri, again, is sort of similar feel that one of those looks very, very familiar to you. And as far as it is for you, Eva, some random books, some different like odds and ends that are in these ornate cases. You can definitely tell some of them are extremely old. There's even like a small stone ball that looks like it was once very beautifully crafted, but has definitely seen the effects of age take over on this stone from however old it is. But you do see different sort of artwork and books that sort of line the walls in this very ornate place. But the prince, as well as their advisors, stand before you. So, you all have been doing various favors for, well, either your stay or because I needed you in one capacity or another. And this is going to be a group effort, a coterie, if you will. Here are going to be your coterie mates. As you guys know, we do have 6 very important rules that need to be had to hold up our Camarilla standards. And as you guys know, we are the very few members of the Camarilla that are here. The rest is Anarch territory. Now, it's been brought to my attention that the Anarchs have began to experiment. They have embraced until their line is pretty much at its end with these Thin Bloods. And, well, if you believe some old scripture, the Thin Bloods are a sign that the end times are around the corner. A place where our blood is so whittled down that we are not able to continue producing kindred. And that is obviously dangerous for a lot of different reasons. Now, I need you all to do me a great solid. A boon can be had in different capacities depending on what your desires, what your goals are. We might be able to make something happen here. But a boon from myself is not anything small. We need to find out exactly how much of the surrounding areas specifically are Thin Bloods. How much are Anarchs that are older generations. I was also told that there is a Raven rant going on. And for those of you who may not know what that is, it is sort of like a council meeting for the Anarchs, where you have 2 different parts of it. You have the rant, which is like a discussion, a conversation of the Anarchs. Barons will be there, other kindred under their domains. And after that, a rave, where it's just a loud party afterwards. Sometimes it starts with a rave, ends with a rant. Sometimes it ends with a rant, or starts with a rant, ends with a rave. Sort of depends on what they're doing. Now, I was told that it is happening tonight, and that a lot of big-ticket items are being spoken about. I need the 3 of you to figure out where it is happening and what they are talking about. Unfortunately, that's about all the information that I have here for us. I know that most of this information comes from a little town, rough about 25-30 minutes away, called Avon. But as far as who's in charge or what it looks like, I have no additional information.
It will be done, my prince.
We will see it done.
Start to walk out the door.
Eva, he sort of stops and looks at you. Well, let's see if you're at least part as strong as your sire is, and put in a good punch for me, would you?
I can try, but I also don't like being compared, so I'll just do it my way.
How appropriate. Once you acquire this information, please report back to me. Do not call. I will be here for the remainder of this evening, but I do have other matters I will be handling in the coming days where I might be unavailable. Obviously, take whatever time you need for this, but the sooner the better, especially on this rant and rave they have going on to this evening. But as fine as percentage of population for thin blood, take your time and follow the 6. Good luck. And the Primogen sort of just all nod and sort of stand behind the prince as he just sort of expectantly watches you guys walk out. You guys have reconvened in the middle area. You guys are free to discuss how you like to see fit.
I'm gonna jump on my cell phone and call the guy I tasked with following Miles and see if he has him.
Boss, I went to that address, but looks like no one showed up.
Still be expected.
Do you want me to keep waiting throughout the day, or?
Chances are he will not return. It's okay. Go home.
You got it. Yes, sir. And it goes ahead and disconnects the call.
Any leads?
One. There was a man who worked at convenience store. He had blood in his closet. He had conversation. Did not go so well for him. I think now he in the wind.
Fair enough. What about you? Any ideas?
I don't have any leads at this point. I'm also the one who gave him all that info, which he took credit for himself, but that's besides the point. But I do work at the bar where I got the information. So I don't know if I doubt they'd be there tonight.
Is there a chance that I'd be able to reach out to some of my criminal contacts and see if they could trace Miles' cell phone?
Yeah, you have
Level 3 of
level
criminal
3
contacts.
criminal contacts. They will go ahead and advise you that they can go ahead and attempt that while they're not their phone is still active or not. It's hard to tell. It's currently not on it based off the phone number that was used. You had to connect it to. But if it does turn on or become active through a phone call, they'll be able to attempt to trace that. But as of right now, they'll have to wait and see.
Well, I know about one other person in this city, and I'm more than happy to go ask Bartholomew, see if he knows anything.
Of course. And as I'm getting my notes pulled up here, if you could remind me who exactly Bartholomew is, I'd appreciate it.
Bartholomew is the Nosferatu who ran that gas station.
Indeed, he is. You go ahead and head into the. Or I guess the first thing are you going there to have a like just driving there to talk to him, or are you wanting to go ahead and did he give you contact information for Bartholomew?
I don't believe I got contact information. I was carrying something that we're not going to discuss in public.
Fair.
We're a little distracted. So yeah, no, I'll go put on my real clothes, a nice comfy hoodie, and go over there nonchalant and not nearly as stuffy as I have been.
Sure. Do you guys want to go as a collective group, or do you want to go ahead and handle this on your own, Mr. Carter?
Oh no, I on my own is not where I want to be unless it's with a book. You guys look way more capable for this kind of nonsense. The faster we get this crap done, the faster I can get back to what I want to do.
You need to grab any supplies before we leave.
I'm a little peckish. I could eat.
Okay. Uh, um, for those of you at home, which I think might be the case for Mr. Carter, the only thing to actually be able to fully relieve yourself of the hunger is to wait. Your predatory type is bagger. Is that correct? So
It is. Yep.
So you actually are one of the few individuals who can actually, I believe, get around requiring to kill someone in order to get your hunger down to 0. I have to double check on that ruling, but I believe that is to be the case.
Yes. Though I have no problem with the killing. It's just so inconvenient to hunt.
You are.
I really just don't want to be bothered, so I will just get one out of the fridge.
Easy enough. Whether you have some in your little safe haven that the prince has been kind enough to let you borrow, or there is also the bar that does serve it by the glass if you would like it a little bit more fresh as well. Is your choice. But you're able to go ahead, thanks to your predator type, able to go ahead and get that bagged blood in one way or another and be able to drink that down to being content. Anyone else want to? I think everyone else is at 0 hunger. Actually, everyone is now at 0 hunger, I believe. And Eva, did you want to go back to the safe haven that you were currently borrowing and get your other materials before heading out?
Yeah, I just have one other thing, so
Okay.
I'll grab it.
Dimitri, anything you would like to grab in preparations to heading out?
Yeah, I'll just get my my go bag out of my car and just get changed to something that I don't mind getting blood on.
Fair. As you guys are, I guess, who is driving this crazy train?
Not me.
I've got a car.
That's
So.
fair. Easy enough. Even if you guys want to take multiple cars, you're more than welcome to. If you guys want to take one car, that is also a option. But either way, you're able to go ahead and get back up the monument, back down on the exterior portion of it, and your cars are parked along the perimeter of the circle and the overnight parking areas that they have. But you're able to go ahead and Carter is able to give the directions to the 7-Eleven of his contact Bartholomew. You guys walk in, and it is a regular looking 7-Eleven. Dimitri, it is sort of similar to what you've been looking at the last couple of days, just slightly different name on the side, but nonetheless not super great looking. But a gas station nonetheless, and Carter sort of walks in the front. Carter, you do see your good friend Bartholomew, and he sort of just rolls his eyes and just like face palms a little bit. What can I help you, friend?
Hey, I talked you up to the prince like I said I would.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're so welcome. I was wondering if you perhaps had a moment for me and my companions here to maybe answer a question or two that you might know that we don't.
Here or in our meeting room back in the back?
Wherever you feel is appropriate, Bart.
Ah, please, please follow me. And you guys takes you back to what looks like to be the employee area. It's a very small like break room, if you want to put it there, where it's a small little refrigerator and a chair next to a table that has all the time cards and everything. But as he moves over some stock that's in the back, you guys do see a small little trap door that he goes ahead and pulls up, and you guys go ahead and head into this sort of basement looking area. There is a chair as well as a bucket with a mop and a rag. And inside of that, even though none of you are like direly hungry, you can smell the concentrated blood that is in said bucket from cleaning up. And for letting you know, Carter, this has probably been roughly about 3 days since your last meeting with Bartholomew here.
That's appreciated.
Here, please. He goes ahead and closes down the hatch after you guys, and he flicks a light switch down here where it's like just some very faded bulbs. Are you guys here to cause another mess that I have to clean? Just to be upfront.
I have no intention of causing you any further messes.
Okay. I'm assuming we're all in safe company, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Bart sort of lets his facade down, and a very ugly-looking Nosferatu, missing an eye, stands before you. My name is Bartholomew. Sort of a lookout for this area. I've met you, and he points to you, Carter, but I'm unaware of you two. What's your guys' names?
I'm Eva.
Eva
Dimitri.
and Dimitri. That accent. It's very good. Very good. Now, what can your friend Bartholomew help you with today?
Well, we have heard that there is a rant and rave in Avon and wondered if perhaps you knew anything about it.
Did your friend tell you that?
You're my only friend, Bart.
I'd hate to see... Well, let me rephrase. Did the gentleman that you spoke with the other day down here tell you that?
No, that's from somewhere else.
Then it's probably good information. As far as I'm aware, I do know there is a... what I thought originally was just a couple of younger individuals talking about a party, but it's maybe your rant and rave, whatever that is. But yes, it is in Avon. I think they said they were starting at name of a bar, an establishment. I can't remember the name though.
Sideline?
Yes. I was thinking it was the starting line, but no, that's it. Yes.
Close enough.
Yes, they are starting there, and they said they were bringing it back home, wherever that meant, but just overhearing what my friends tell me. Network and all. Now, I've provided you this information. What are you going to do for your friend Bartholomew?
What does my good friend Bartholomew need?
I should have thought of this before I gave you the information, but we are new to this. Yes. Uh, hmm. My food has been running a little late the last couple of days. Um, if you could find me a hot meal and maybe send it my way, I would call us even.
I look at Dimitri and Eva. What do you think?
Like them still kicking.
Preferably, but doesn't have to be.
You have a particular flavor that you prefer?
A man of culture, I see. Man of culture. Uh,
I like to serve to the taste.
let me guess. Let me guess. Clan of Kings?
I'll just nod my head.
Bartholomew knows. We know things. A little bit on the tired side. Tired side is good.
After we clean everything up, I bring you something.
Barty will hold you to that. Barty will hold you to that. Now. Good luck. And sort of like half expecting for you guys to leave, and he's very Bartholomew's a very awkward individual. Probably doesn't get a lot of kindred contact around here, but he goes ahead and puts his facade back on, and begins to pull down the ladder.
I'll scale up and head out to the car.
As you guys begin to leave out of the back room, he goes, "No, I don't want to hear about your paychecks anymore. It has been sorted with HR. Good day." And he goes back behind the counter and continues restocking where he was prior to you guys entering in.
Oh, Bart.
Good guy, Bart.
Look at Eva. So you know this sideline place?
Yeah, I do. I could get you there. You drive. I'll give directions.
It works for me.
As you guys head off in that direction, it is a from the gas station where you guys were to this bar is roughly about a 35, 40-minute drive for you guys. But it is absolutely packed. The parking lot is almost completely full. There is outdoor music that is going on. Looks like the side of the bar has been opened up. But it looks like a rather popular sports bar. Eva, this is probably about as busy it was the other day when you were working your shift. But nonetheless, you can definitely tell there is some loudness happening from this bar. More so than you guys probably typically see. But it definitely seems like some people are riled up.
What is this place, Eva?
It's a bar. I work at it.
Sports
Just
bar. People go crazy. Hot wings.
Yeah, I think
Beer.
tonight it's more than a sports bar, though. So, I don't know what you two want to do, but I can go work and figure out, maybe here's some information.
Yes, we mingle.
Sounds good to me. Be careful.
I'm not worried.
Big fan.
I'm gonna go through the back door.
Okay. Like the employee entry.
Yeah.
You go ahead. And in the back of the bar, where it's sort of like everyone's sort of preparing, getting ready. It looks like there's even more staff than it was just the other night when you guys were more or less being or you were being trained by the other two individuals. It looks like there's probably about 5 or 6 bartenders that are working tonight. You do recognize the two people that were training you. One is behind the bar, the other is sort of walking around, sort of trying to pick up glasses and take them back to the bar, as it looks like they're probably running a little bit lower than they typically, or like on their glassware than they usually have to worry about. So they're just trying to get the glasses, clean them, and get them back and recycle. But yeah, when one of the individuals who was training you looked, hey, we were getting ready to call you. You want to pick up some extra time tonight?
Yeah, I was gonna come in and ask. It kind of looked crazy in the parking lot. Was
Yeah.
this planned?
No. We had people don't actually ever call and ask if we have reservations, but someone asked if they could have like 70 people just sort of show up.
That wasn't unusual to you?
I mean, yeah, but it's 70 people who are paying customers. It doesn't mind me any.
True. All right. Well, where do you want me to start?
Go ahead, sit behind the bar. There was some lady asking for you. Said you made her a drink the other day.
Oh yeah, I remember her.
Okay, cool. She's still at the
She's
bar.
still around.
Yeah, she's at the bar somewhere. I don't know. And then sort of disappears into the crowd, continuing to take glasses. Carter and Dimitri, as you guys entered in through the front, music is just blasting. There is also sports happening on the TVs, but obviously music's so loud that you can't even hear what is being even happening on the TV. More to look at than anything. But there is a couple of billiard tables. There's a couple of dart boards that are currently look like they're all being taken up by these different groups. But multiple tables that are also just filled up. But there is a couple of smaller tables with little high top chairs that you guys are able to snag. If you want to grab a table, or if you guys want to intermingle with other people, you have your options.
I'm definitely following. Oh, go ahead.
I'll quickly describe what Miles looks like to
Mhm.
Carter. Just tell him, this is somebody we can look out for if we spot him.
Okay.
Perfect. And Carter will be following awkwardly behind Dimitri, who is probably a lot more comfortable in this kind of environment.
Oh, no, I'm going to throw my arm around you, and I'm like steering you through the crowd. Come
Oh,
on, my
that's even
friend,
worse.
it's time for beers.
Oh, there's no place I can read a book in here.
Hey, book, smoke. It's time to drink.
I
Vodka.
did that before we left. How much time are we going to waste today?
Have to fit in.
Both you guys go ahead and roll wits plus awareness for me, please. While you guys are rolling that, Eva, you get up to the bar, and you notice that the group of people who are actually sitting at the bar are the same group of people that you were carefully watching the other night. But she looks over. I was actually looking for you. I couldn't remember the name of that drink that you made, but I wanted one for me and each of my friends here.
The same one?
Please. One that sort of tasted like ashes, but wasn't supposed to be.
That's why I'm confused why you want that again.
It was something like I've never had before, and it was very interesting to say the least.
All right. How many? 3?
1, 2, 3, 5. 5 of those, please.
All right, 5.
And it's going on my tab if you need to know for tabs or whatever.
Sounds good.
So you go ahead and begin to start creating this drink that you've created up for the last time you were here for. The two of you, while this bartending nonsense is going on, we have Dimitri with 1, 2, 3 hits. And oh, that is. Would you like to use, for Mr. Carter? Would you like to use a point of willpower to re-roll your messy critical?
I don't think I would. No, I think just I'm awkward. It would be awkward to not. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. Uh, okay, okay. Messy critical. I love that. So that will be. How many successes is that? I need to actually look that up real quick because I can't remember if a messy critical is still counted as like it's a pair, so it is 4. Let me look that up real quick. Sorry, guys. My book ever wanted to load, that'd be great.
It's page 207. It says a critical win in which one or more tens appears. The character succeeds as an irregular critical,
Okay.
but like an animal would, not being capable of foresight or self-control. The beast scored the critical, perhaps not you.
Love that.
Maybe I do party after all.
Right. As you're sort of looking around, trying to take all this in, especially looking for this Miles character that Dimitri described to you, both of you happen to see Miles sitting in a group of people. He has a hood up though, so he's trying to make himself less seen. But Carter, this is someplace you really, really do not want to be, like in the slightest. Of you considering this a good time, and you sort of like, okay, we're just trying to get this done and over with, so I can go back to doing what I was doing. And you sort of feel that voice peek up behind you, and Dimitri, you just hear Carter just go, "Move!" and just like push over one of the people standing next to him. And then Carter sort of just stops for just a moment and just realizes what happened. It seemed, the guy sort of like turns around. Really? Was that necessary at all?
Just step in front of him. We should walk away now.
Roll charisma plus intimidation. Or, I'll allow strength plus intimidation.
Also have the troll predator law.
You said you had awe as
And
well
the-
if you wanted to. Is that what you said? I'm sorry.
Oh, I have the natural predator law, so like I kind of exude like
Oh, yes.
animal intensity.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and take a bonus die for that.
Three successes.
3 successes. Hey, I was just seeing if your friend was okay. That's all. That's all. They seemed a little on edge. Bar's that way, and he sort of goes back to his group and.
Before he does, I look at him and I say, "Forget," and I cloud memory on him.
All right. What do I? Is that just a?
If he is an unprepared mortal, no roll is required.
Okay. What if he is not a unprepared mortal?
Then it is a roll. It's charisma, dominate versus wits resolve.
What's resolve?
Yep. Oh, I thought this was a mortal bar. This may have been a terrible idea.
Well, there is some mortal, but it's it's a mixed crowd. Is there an easy way for me to roll dice without using a character sheet.
Boom. That'll do it.
/ roll.
I was wondering if that was going to work for the vampire dice, but
Don't know. That's a good question.
and is it 6+ is a success?
Yes.
Yep.
We'll use a good old fashioned Shadowrun rules. 1, 2, 3 successes. Okay. Oh, I forgot, because a messy critical, you do get a little hungrier, don't you? Is that correct, Carter? For a messy
I
crit?
think that's right.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. I think that's right.
Okay. Either way, you're able to succeed, and they sort of just very confused, sort of turn around and go back to the conversation they were had. Good
Hold
old
himself. Say to Carter.
Sorry about that.
As you're making these drinks, Eva, you absolutely can hear and see like this very minor scene that's going on between Carter and this individual and Dimitri sort of imposing himself into it, and it began to diffuse very quickly. One of the people sort of like turn around that's sitting at the bar and look over, then immediately just sort of shake their head and look back and continue having a conversation at the bar. Something happened, but you're not exactly sure what. At this point, you're roughly about 3 drinks made out of the 5. Carter and Dimitri, do you guys want to move towards Miles, or do you want to just keep an eye on him, see where he's going? You guys do see him. He's in the corner next to the dartboards, not playing, just like actively, like shoulders up, hood down. He's got a baseball hat on as well, sort of like just trying to keep talking, but his head sort of like lowered down a little bit to try to keep being unseen.
You pickpockets.
Pickpockets?
Yes, pickpockets.
I mean, not really.
Here's my answer to the question. You don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. First thing.
Yeah, I chose
You
to
know
wear
me.
pockets today. Is that what you're saying? I'm not
No,
following
no.
the Russian.
He's seen me. I cannot pick his pocket. Let me go see if
Oh.
Geralt know. I'll walk over to the bar.
Okay.
Like
Just kind of
stealing
lean
stuff.
across, like
Right.
for the bar.
You go ahead and lean over. She is over by the side, just sort of like making drinks. She's not near the customers, but over by the part where just the bartenders are over there making the drinks off the well.
It's a question. Can you pickpocket?
No, I
Can
cannot
I-
pickpockets.
Pick a pocket?
Yes.
Maybe. Why?
I need you to plant phone on man over there by dartboard.
I'll attempt.
Pass
have
her
the phone?
one of my burner phones, yeah.
I'll do it in a little bit.
Okay, no problem. Oh, she said we can have one for free. I'll come back up.
As you guys continue sort of just standing in the crowd and just sort of blending in and waiting for something to happen, Eva, you finish up with those 5 drinks and hand them back to those patrons. They sort of nod and begin to drink them, sort of hanging out. 2 of them out of the 5 of them look like they like take a good big drink of it and they stop for a second, so like still themselves.
Do you need a bucket?
No. We're good for now. Thanks.
I don't think
Yeah.
that was a good choice of drink for you.
Delicious. And they sort of like awkwardly try to like look away from this eye contact that they have. Very awkward individuals. But did you want to try to drop this phone in his pocket? Or do you want to wait a little bit longer before making the drop?
How far away is he?
He's probably maybe 20 feet away from you. He's sitting next to one of the dartboards in the corner.
On my way is Dimitri and Carter, like at a table.
At this time, yeah, you see they're on one of the high tops. So they're on the other side of the dartboards from where he's sitting.
Oh, so I wouldn't walk past them.
So you'd walk past him to get to them.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna grab a couple of beers and then bring them over to Dimitri and Carter. Obviously, I know they're probably not gonna drink it, but I walk over, set it down, and as I'm walking back, I'll ask the guy sitting there if he needs anything, and then attempt to put it in his pocket as I'm asking him.
Yeah. Miles would go ahead and stand up and sort of walk over. Just a beer would be great. Maybe some wings if you got them. And then go ahead and roll Dex plus larceny.
Like tapping Carter on the arm. Watch this. How does she do it?
Oh shit! Pressed the wrong thing.
What is this chicken wings thing, Dimitri? This was not a thing when I was was this a thing when you were,
This is after my time.
Do I need to put in a difficulty?
Just go ahead and put 0 in if it will let you, and it will just roll whatever it is and give me the success. I don't know why. It seems weird that it asks for a difficulty. Ooh, so 3. Do you want to spend a willpower to re-roll those 3 dice, or are you content with the 3 hits?
I'll do it again.
Okay, so you spend 1 point of willpower, and you go ahead and roll those 3 misses.
Wait, how do I do that part? Do I just do the same thing?
Is there a... I don't think there's a cool way to do willpower for it. Just go ahead and do /roll 3d10 greater than 6.
That's all one, right? I haven't done this in a long.
/roll space.
Okay.
3d10
and
greater
then
than
3d10 greater than 6.
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully I did this right.
You did, and you got 2 more successes, so a total of 5 successes there. Dimitri, roll wits plus awareness for me.
Oh, I'm good with. Wait, did she do it?
Yeah, you just
I
wait.
didn't see her. Did you see her do it?
You sort of
looks good to
don't know
me.
if she did it.
You sort of just see her have a conversation and put just slight arm behind the back as trying to bring him closer to here, and then her hand just moves away and she walks away. You didn't even see her put the phone in the pocket. Whether she did it or not, you're unsure.
She is very good.
5 successes. That's insane. You go ahead, put the order in for the beer and wings, and bring them back out. While this is going on, and you're waiting on the food, I'm assuming you're just doing your job more or less, and bartending. Is that correct, Eva?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
As this is all going, Dimitri and Carter, anything else you guys would like to do while you guys are sort of just waiting on this event?
We'll call the contacts back and update it with the new cell phone number. Let them know that the phone's on and active, so track that one instead.
Understood. They said easy enough to do.
I really hope she put it in his pocket. Otherwise, we're fucked.
This is real awkward if not.
I'm still trying to figure out why they're so excited about chicken wings. It's the trash part of the chicken. What is happening here? These people don't deserve food.
I agree with you.
You're not wrong. Your contact does let you know, however, that someone has just arrived outside of Miles's apartment and is sitting in the driveway. Or sorry, apartment, his house. Excuse me, not apartment. Outside of his house and sitting in the driveway. Looks like a beat up blue Chevy of some kind, sir.
License plate, get license plate.
Understood. Do you want us to send you a picture of it, or just for records for him?
Send it to me.
Understood. We'll have that here shortly. And they go ahead and send you the license plate. It's not super great quality because they are taking it from a very far distance. But you're able to go ahead and make out what the license plate is for it.
Show the car to Carter. You know the car? Familiar?
I mean, I'm familiar with cars, but this is not a car I've seen before. They did have cars when I was around. Is that new to you? I mean, where are you from?
I'm going to go talk to Guru. Get up and walk over. I'll kind of tap the bar in front of Eva.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just kind of slide the phone across. Do you recognize C4?
What?
Roll.
Car.
Let's see here.
Speaking English.
I'm doing this right, guys. I promise.
Some sort of English.
What is it? It would be. Let's just go. Resolve plus intelligence. That seems right.
For mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, fun fact, guys, if you are using willpower to reroll, underneath the willpower section, like your boxes, there is a willpower reroll button, and it asks you how many dice you want to reroll. Fun fact. Just found out.
Okay, so you said resolve and intelligence, right?
That is correct.
Okay, just making sure.
That you're actually insane. You actually do remember this car. It was here the other night. It was actually the car you were hiding behind for just a moment when you were watching the groups of kindred begin to disperse.
And that car drove away too, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I recognize that car. Now that I know what you're saying.
And that you put phone in pocket of? He is out his house right now. Have my men follow. It's no problem.
So what do you want to do?
We wait till he roll out, and then we follow cars, so we have two different ways to track, right? Make sense?
No, but you do you, and I'll do me, and we'll be fine.
This group dynamic
see this is going to be problem.
Don't worry, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be
not
perfect.
chef's kiss this group more. Just delicious. First mission together in a loud bar. What can happen?
What?
Well, you're not sure if there's a language barrier or just a volume barrier. Some sort of barrier is happening though.
It's both.
I will call my contact back real quick and let him know to follow them, but
Okay.
discreetly.
Discreetly, sure. Your He just sends okay back from your contact. A few, maybe about 10, 15 minutes goes by before you hear a loud whistle from the woman who ordered the drinks for the group there. And she just puts her hand, just circles it around. Pay your tab, let's go. We got places to be. And probably a good, out of the 100, maybe 100 people that are in this bar, between the inside and outside, about 70 of them begin to like walk towards the bar and like interchange, bring cards, begin to pay tabs. Not obviously all of them are doing it, but a good portion are beginning to go and like check out. And it sort of clicks that there's a lot of people that are possible kindred here currently.
And she whistles and kind of does that motion. I'm gonna pull my camera out and take a selfie, but lining it up so I've got her in the frame.
Sure.
I can make sure and kind of have a picture her face because obviously she's swinging a big stick right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Eva, you're definitely in the middle of a rush trying to get all these orders cashed out. The two of you that are sitting at the table, no one's near your table currently, as they're all sort of making their way towards the middle of the bar where the actual bar is. But your table moves. It's like someone bumped into it.
I will definitely sense the unseen.
Yes, please go ahead and roll wits plus aspects for me. Hep. All right, would you like to use any willpower?
Sure. I'll just figure out how to do that on Roll20. No problem. Let's. And then the number of dice to roll is how much I want to spend. Is that right?
So it always is just one willpower to re-roll 3. Oh, actually, I'm so sorry because I realized one of them is a hunger die. So you'd only be able to roll one die because it only allows for the black dice to be re-rolled. So your hunger dice
okay.
won't be able to be rolled. So it'd be one willpower for one dice. So I'm not sure how you feel about it, but
That's okay. We're already this far. We'll do it.
I like it. We're doing it for the content now. We're doing it for the content and learning. And you get a success
there you
on
go.
it. You're insane. So 3.
This is a mystery. I'm into this.
Right. You're like, hold on. Something actually entertaining is happening. I've read this in the book once. As you sort of sense the unseen, you do see 3 kindred that are currently invisible moving as like a pack together.
Are they super close to me, or like they just bumped our table?
They
right?
just bumped the table, yeah. So they're probably maybe like 4 feet away from on the like other side of the table, maybe like 3-4 feet away from you at this point.
All right, I tap Dimitri and nod without trying to. I'm trying to play it cool,
Of course,
and not just be like, "Hey, look, there's vampires over there." I think that's against one of the 6 rules. I'm not 100% sure.
Right, exactly. So Dimitri, you get tapped on the shoulder and nods his head over that way. I mean, you don't see anyone, but he's nodding his head towards something.
I'll just kind of like put my hand up, like, what?
Well, once they get far enough away that I feel I can safely whisper to Dimitri, I will say, "There's 3 vampires invisible right there."
That explains a lot.
does it? Because I'm clueless.
There was how you say hobo who I paid to watch convenience store, and he tell me door open when no man go in, and so must be invisible man's.
Sure.
Friends
Yeah,
of
that's
Miles.
definitely the only explanation.
It's obvious.
God, I love this. As you guys continue on, all these people begin to pay and begin to filter out towards the parking lot, and begin to get into their different cars and sort of wait for everyone. It looks like to get there.
Can I go back just a little bit? When I'm doing all the cash and stuff,
Mhm.
that girl who wanted everybody to pay their tabs, does she have a name on her tab?
She does. It is. Let me pull up my notes. Oh, where? Too many tabs. It is Angela Wyatt.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of keep it in my mind, and I'll tell the other two later.
You go ahead and continue checking out people and having them begin to leave. The bar begins to get quieter and quieter. You can actually now hear that it looks like the music was was turned down by someone. And you guys can actually begin to hear the TVs beginning to pop through with the different sports that are on them. You can begin to hear the billiards being played. People cheering at the dartboard. Like, it actually is beginning to become more reasonable. At this point, there's probably 50 people left in the bar. Half of them have made it outside, and are just now beginning to leave the parking lot. And you can sort of see that they are beginning to form like a long, just a line of cars heading almost like a caravan, if you will, outside.
Should we follow?
I will. I'll go up to the counter, look at Eva like.
We we gotta go.
Oh, we're going. Okay. Let me go tell my manager. 1 second. I go over to the manager and ask, "Do you need me anymore?"
No, we're just cashing these people out. Keep your tips. Don't worry about writing in. You came in on your day off, so just keep them. We won't tell if you don't. Go. Get
Won't
out
tell
of here.
anybody. All right.
So you go ahead and begin to.
Yes.
Do you head back out the entrance, or do you head over towards Carter and Dimitri?
I'll go out the back entrance just in case.
Okay. The two of you guys see the conversation being had, and she begins to walk towards the back entrance from where she came from.
Yeah, head back out front over to the SUV.
Okay. You two, I'm assuming, bring it around back to grab Eva. The three of you guys go ahead, hop in the car, and what do you guys want to do now? You guys are in the car in the back of behind the sports bar. Just want to join into the line of people.
Yeah, I think quickly I'll catch Eva up on there were 3 vampires that were invisible. We had a conversation about chicken wings. I don't know that you hear about that part.
Don't go
Did
over
you
chicken
learn
wings. They're
anything?
lame.
Yeah, who eats chicken wings? What is wrong with people?
Officially, name of the episode is "What's Up with Wings." Confirmed.
I was born in the 50s. Chicken wings were not a thing.
No, absolutely not.
I only learned the girl's name. I think I learned her name. I was trying to read it as I was handing back all this cash. And wait, what was it? Angelo started with the W. Angelo something. I'll think of it.
Angela Wyatt.
Oh, I know what it was.
Gotcha. I just was making sure.
Hey, I got
gotcha.
picture of her. Maybe you find her on Facebook.
She
Match
famous?
face. Don't know. I didn't look.
Sure.
I have no name. You know name. I have face.
I just told you the name.
Told me Angela W. You know how many Angela W there be?
Do you have Facebook? It's not that hard.
I'll chuck my phone back in the back seat.
As
Change
you're
my relationship status. Complicated.
true. As you get Dimitri's phone, it begins to ring.
Give it back. Give it back. Give it back.
What?
It is your contact. That car that was in the driveway is beginning to move, boss. Just wanted to let you know. It looks like it's heading onto a interstate, but I'm keeping behind on it. Keep a couple cars back, but just want to let you know it is moving.
Text me when it exits interstate. We know what exit.
Understood. Will do.
We have like a team working for you. What is this? Who are you?
It's a long story. Hit the ground running. I don't screw around. You know what they say? Find people, make them work for me. It's what I do.
Not a bad idea. That's your job. We'll just do whatever we want. Also,
Do
going back to
whatever I
the phone,
want.
I'll look it up. Yeah, do what you want, but can I have the phone back?
Fine, have the phone.
You go ahead and pull up the good old Facebooks, and you go ahead and Google. Do you just look up Angela W, or do you look up Angela Wyatt?
Okay, so I'm gonna do. I kind of forgot her name
Okay.
in a sense. So I'm just gonna like type in like Angelo. Wait, you showed me the picture, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna just like type in like WA, WB, kind of just go down the list. It's gonna
Right.
take me a little while.
It's gonna take a while. As you are assuming following this caravan, you guys begin to eventually you find this Angela Wyatt, which picture matches. Most of it is set to private, so there's not a lot of just public information out there. But you do know that she does work at a attorney law firm.
Well, she's got a really good job. She works as an attorney. Although
on
that's not
Tinder,
what I
see if I
expected what an
match.
attorney to be. Anyway, I'm just gonna move on.
Dimitri, are you trying to like put yourself in the middle of this line, or do you want to be towards the end of it, or?
I want to try to stick towards the back since I've got a couple different methods of tracking it. Even if we get pretty far behind, if they take a turn, hopefully I'll be able to get some intel about which way they're going. So
Sure.
I'm gonna, definitely not be close. I'm gonna be kind of keeping it cash.
Go ahead and roll. Let's see here.
Are we in a line of Anarch on our way to a party? Is that what's happening right now?
That is what's seems like to be the vibe.
Is this the strategic way to do this?
Go ahead and roll composure plus resolve for me, Dimitri.
I'm just gonna ask Carter. Did you get to read any of your book while you were at the bar?
No.
Oh.
It's kind of loud in there.
Would be
But
three
at the end, it
successes.
wasn't.
That's true. But Dimitri was asking me about my pockets. I don't know. He's very interested in my clothing choices.
I am so frustrated.
With 3 successes, you're able to keep it calm and collected as you're falling by, not trying to veer out too much or anything like that. As you are going, Eva, you get a text message from your phone from Hunter.
Okay. I look at it.
Hey, were you expecting someone to swing by? Gentleman, probably late 20s. Said he had some questions for you.
I text back, nope. What did you say?
It said that I wasn't sure where you were working, but you were out working.
I'm assuming that I have like some sort of Ring doorbell.
Yeah, for sure. With
All right,
your
so
security.
I'm gonna go back and look at the footage.
Yeah. Roll wits plus awareness for me, please, as you're looking through that footage.
Oh, that's the worst. Okay.
Dimitri, as you are tailing this group of cars, they end up heading sort of like away from the more populated areas and going towards the more rural areas. And you begin to see these begin to pull off onto this very long driveway that you can see in the distance thanks to the moonlight up above. It has a rather large barn that is in, as well as a smaller sort of like ranch style house next to it.
The GPS with this put us in the Avon area.
It's right on like the cusp of it, like it's on the very external portion of it. Instead of being closer to like downtown portion, it's on the other side, so it's even further away from the Camarilla domain.
Is there anywhere
We're
we
not
could...
supposed to go in here, right? We're just finding where this place is. I don't like your silence.
Did we happen to pass a gas station nearby?
Probably about maybe 5 minutes back, there was a gas station.
Spin around and head back to the gas station.
Okay.
Turn on some Rammstein.
Love it. Plug in the good old mixtape and hit it and let it just vibe out to it. But you guys have made it back to the gas station.
Go inside. Do they have any like 5-gallon gas cans?
They do.
I'll grab all of them.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, all.
I also need about 15 propane canister.
What are you doing?
The guy, sort of, the clerk behind you goes, okay. Sure. What's your resources app?
My resources is 2.
2? Okay. Able enough to go ahead and flip the bill with this without absolutely just breaking the bank. Very confused look, but he goes ahead and walks out to the front of the gas station and unlocks the propane tank area for you to go ahead and grab your 15 propane tanks and your 5 things of gas. He's just, I don't want to know.
Good. Carry over like 4 propane canisters at a time. Put them in
Right.
the back of the car. Start filling up the gas cans. Hey, get out! Help! Waste time.
I'll help.
You go over
What are
there.
you doing? There's gotta be a better way.
what is the plan here?
There's lots
He
of
doesn't-
them.
You don't know? You're just shrugging your shoulders.
Out!
easily enough. With your strength, Eva, you're able to grab quite a few of them at once and just sort of carry them, put them in the back of it. You guys do, as you're filling up the or the different gasoline canisters, you begin to see the truck just sort of way down a little bit in the back. But you guys are able to go ahead and get everything loaded. It is the back of the SUV is completely full with propane and propane accessories, if you will.
Damn it, Bobby.
The clerk goes, "Yeah, what?"
No, I keyed.
Oh, my
Back
bad.
inside.
Yes, yeah, okay. He goes ahead and locks up the propane area, and then goes ahead backs into the back into the gas station.
Get back in the car. It's just in case.
Just in case of what? Just in case we
Put
decide
that
to
sideways.
completely break every rule and we light a bunch of people on fire?
I don't even like the rules, and I don't want to do that.
You know, he said.
Do we have like a plan
right?
B?
This is just in case. Now we talk about plan A. This is plan
And B and C and D. This is like plan F, at least.
This is plan
right?
B.
This is plan B. Ooh,
This is plan B.
we better get a good plan A.
Let's together put plan A.
As you are you guys heading back to? I should ask Dimitri. Are you heading back to that barn?
Back that direction, yeah.
Okay. So you begin to head that direction, and at this point, even from the road, because you guys can see there's like a large open field that is between the road and the barn. The barn light is now on, and there are just cars just parked next to the barn, like triple up layers, and there is loud music. That is, you can even like with the windows down, you can just hear just off in the distance, just this loud music that's happening inside of the barn.
Does it
Haven't heard
play
of
for a
it
long
yet.
time?
As far as you guys are continuing down, the music, I mean, it changes from song to song, but it is still continue playing.
Okay, so the plan A, maybe. It's got to be a good one, though.
Because your plan B looks really dangerous.
Plan B
And I
for
like
Fireball.
I could potentially run over and be invisible and figure it out. Like, sit by the barn, see if they say anything.
Oh, you can do that. That's cool. That's a good plan A. I like that
can
plan
do
A.
that.
That seems reasonable.
Real quick, remind me exactly what the prince asked us to do. Just
Yeah.
So.
So one, if you can find, the overarching goal was to figure out if you can try to figure out how much of the anarchs in this area are thin bloods, if it's possible to tell. He seemed very unsure exactly, and Carter, you can even back this up. Seemed very unsure exactly of what thin bloods are, what they can do. But what that was the main thing, is figure out how much are thin bloods, and if they can do anything, what can they do in this area. But also part 2 was if you can find the rant and rave, figure out what's going on and what exactly they're talking about. That was so important. That was brought up.
Okay. So, yeah. Now, judging from that bar, I didn't feel like we saw that many full kindred, right?
I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, there were so many people that it was hard to keep track on who was eating and who wasn't eating, who was having a beer, who had beers in front of them but wasn't actually partaking in it or faking it. Hard to tell exactly looking off. You can at least guarantee. Well, You couldn't even guarantee, because the 3 that were there based off your research could have been Thin Bloods who found the disciplines needed. So right off the bat, it's extremely hard to tell
Okay.
how many exactly were one way or another. How do you remember earlier when I asked you to roll those 2 occult, what your successes were by any chance?
Yeah, one was 2 and one was 6.
Okay, so with the one with 6, you do know that Thin Bloods are different than regular Kindred, that they can eat food, they can do everything like a human can, but they also have some extra little vampire goodiness that goes with them. They live forever, except they can also take full damage, instead, unlike you guys, where it's like superficial damage compared to aggravated. All damage to a Thin Blood is just aggravated damage. So they take damage like a human. They can eat like a human, but they live like a kindred. So you could definitely tell if they eat something. Most kindred are going to throw it up immediately unless they have Blush of Light active. Sunlight won't affect a Thin Blood the same way that it will affect a kindred, obviously. But that's just a couple of things to go off of. Hit or miss on that, though.
Okay.
So how are we supposed to tell who is Thin Blood?
It's a very good question. It's not easy.
I'll reach in my jacket pocket and pull out that notebook paper that I stole from Miles and get back towards Carter, or hand it over to Carter. Does this make any sense to you?
What is it?
Roll investigation plus occult.
Investigation plus occult. So 2 skills.
I thought I'm sorry. Intelligence plus occult. I do apologize. Intelligence plus occult. As you're heading back, Dimitri, you get a text message saying that they've turned off the interstate and are heading towards a rural area. Unsure of where, though. It's sort of like an Avon area, though, is off ramp.
Gotcha.
Is that another 5 successes?
Yeah, I think so.
Weird how the Tremere are just really good at this role.
It's as if I'm built to make it.
Right. As you're looking these over, a lot of this is sort of living proof of what you're researching. The different alchemical designs needed for the Thin Bloods to use their disciplines. But it looks like these are just formulas that are already written down on this notebook or in this sheet of paper that was handed to you. It looks like there's 4 different formulas on it.
Very cool. All right. Do you mind if I keep this?
Oh, it's fine.
Thanks. I'm gonna put it in my pocket. I do have them.
Which pocket do you pick, though, is the real question.
My hoodie pocket, the big
Have
pocket.
you ever
one, for
been
sure.
pushed out of moving car?
Yes.
Me too! I slap him on the shoulder really hard.
I'm nervous about the car I'm in.
Because of the explosives in the back or the 2 people that are in the front seat?
There's a lot.
That's fair. As you guys are getting closer to this driveway, you guys are definitely closing the distance on it. You guys do see another car that is coming from the opposite direction. Have a turn signal on, going towards the bar, or going towards the barn. Excuse me, barn. Dimitri, behind that, you do recognize a car that is behind and keeping pace.
I'll text him to keep driving once it turns into the driveway, just to kind of keep rolling.
He just texts back, "Are you sure, sir? Are you there?"
Just said keep driving.
Understood. The car does turn in before you guys and flies on in. It looks like even down this driveway, it's just tearing up this driveway trying to get there as if they're running late or something. And it heads inside. It parks their car and heads inside. The car that was following him continues past as instructed. You guys are probably maybe like 90 feet away from this driveway now.
Is there any sort of like gate attendant or anything? Anybody like checking cars as they're coming in? It's just kind of okay. Well,
No, it's just, it looks like it's just, there's like a wooden fence that's like surrounds the perimeter of this large area. But other than that, no, it looks like it's just a very rural old house with a large barn.
I'll turn down the driveway. It's a good night to die.
I don't agree.
Where do you want to go ahead and take the car? Do you want to park it amongst the other cars, or?
Yeah. Well, I'll park it way towards the back, and I'll make sure and kind of back it in, so if we need to get out of here, we can just hit it. Don't have to.
Okay.
Oh, I like your idea to go listen, which is good. Carter, yes? Don't you see if you can find more of these thin bloods? Figure something out.
Absolutely, we could do that.
I do me.
It's a good choice.
Terrifying, but true. Also, Carter, you do remember there's also a discipline that you have that would also tell you if it was a thin blood, but it requires some taste testing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I taste their blood, but there's so many of them, it just doesn't feel like a practical solution. But if anybody can think of a way to get me to just taste blood from every single person at this party, like maybe some weird drinking game, is that a Russian thing? I don't know.
Not since 1983.
The good old days.
The
Good old days.
Good Lord.
For the fall of the Union.
Jesus. As you guys begin to get parked and get situated, we will go ahead and start with Eva. You wanted to get close to the barn, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and how did you want to get there? Do you just want to walk? Do you want to use a discipline? How did you want to get there?
Yeah, I'll use one of my disciplines. Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah. And I think I spent enough time. You guys' disciplines and powers and stuff should have like full descriptions in them if you open them up. I believe they have like full descriptions, that way you don't have to go like digging through the book. So it should have like a cost, a duration, description of what it does, and like how it functions with the system in the system box.
Oh, check that out. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Thanks. It only took me like 2 hours to do everyone's because I had to copy and paste it from the book. But the book, it like has weird indentations. It doesn't like just copy and paste. It's just like half of it, and it just puts a giant space and then moves down to the next line. It was a pain in the butt. But we did it nonetheless. And it feels good.
I'll give you a website for that for next time that does it automatically. Fixes those line breaks.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Now you tell them.
Just over here, just crying a propane tank full of gas. All right, what discipline are you wanting to use, Eva?
I am going to use Blink.
Okay.
First.
Ooh, and I believe that takes a rouse check. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Ship it. Also, Warren, you'll be happy to know that I am working on a ship it emote for my channel as well as the
Thank you.
LC.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Okay. So that was a
Success
success.
on the rounds check. You can feel for a moment the beast begin to speak up. Just getting tired of all these rules, all these things going. No, people telling me what to do, but you keep it calm, keep it collected, and you begin to blink. So where do you want to blink to? Just right next to the barn, next to the door.
I'll go.
How far can you
Is
blink? Is
there?
it listed? Like, is a
Oh,
range?
it's 50 meters.
Oh,
Under 50 meters.
yeah, you can. I forgot this is another metric game. Absolutely. I mean, realistically, from your guys' line of sight, you could actually, like, if you wanted to, blink into the middle of the barn. Obviously, probably not be a super great idea since you'd be just appearing there out of nowhere. But you could with the range. But you can absolutely just get right next to the barn door. You can get next to the barn on the side, on top of the barn.
Is there a door in the back of the barn?
You want to wrap around to the just take a wide look around to see if there's one on the back. You can't tell from this vantage point.
Yeah.
You go ahead and take a
Right.
wide move around, and there is a door on the back of the barn that is slightly cracked.
Okay. I want to go by that door.
Okay. You guys see Eva sort of just move around, leave out of the SUV and move around the side, and just as you blink, she's just gone. You guys happen to look over, looking around, and you can see just the smallest sliver of her by the barn.
That would have come handy for picking pockets earlier.
Swear to God, I'm
Not
leaving
in
you
the
behind.
bar. Where I work.
Leaving you behind, Jesus. Okay, so you are blinked behind the barn. What did you want to do now, Eva?
Can I also use another discipline?
You can, indeed.
Okay, I'm gonna do the Cloak of Shadows.
Cloak of Shadows, which I believe is free to do. You just have to stand perfectly still. And you guys see the small sliver of her just vanish in front of you, next to that barn. Just
She's kind of terrifying. This is.
You do anything
useful
like
for picking
this?
pockets. Not like that.
just. Dimitri, what would you like to do?
I'll open the trunk and I'll grab out like about 4 of the propane canisters and start walking kind of around the perimeter and just kind of tucking them underneath cars.
Sure.
Just kind of. Oh, it's Plan B.
Yeah,
Gotta be ready for this stuff.
Of course. Are you trying to do it stealthily, sort of just like sneaking around?
Well, it's kind of hard to be sneaky when you're carrying.
I mean,
4
you're not
propane
wrong.
canisters.
I was just trying to make sure I had understanding of what if you're just trying to walk around with 4 and it's like you got one here.
My hope is that people will think they're like pony kegs or something from this distance.
Okay.
So
you go ahead and start.
Just trying to be one of the cool bros.
Absolutely. You go ahead and start running around and just start tucking these propane tanks underneath underneath some of the cars that are a little bit taller that can fit them. Carter, you begin to see Dimitri begin to open up the back of the trunk and start grabbing these propane tanks and just sort of walk off into the distance and you see a lifted truck that he just sort of rolls a propane tank under, just stands back up, dusts himself off a little bit, takes another, and continue on. What would you like to do while Plan B is being set up?
Ooh. Plan B seems like a really bad idea. All right. I feel like stuff could go down. I'm gonna go ahead and try to blood of potency
Okay.
to get ready for the inevitable here.
Yeah.
And then also I guess sense the unseen so I can follow where Eva is in
Sure.
case it comes to it.
Go ahead and roll wits plus aspects for me. And Eva, if you could roll wits plus
Let me do the blood potency first, because I think that helps me on the other stuff.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's resolve plus blood sorcery against a difficulty of 2 plus my blood potency. So I believe that's difficulty 3.
Correct, because you have one base.
Right.
And Eva, it is obfuscate plus wits.
Okay, so fail. Did not get that, and that is I do that. That does cost a rouse, so then I have to roll a rouse, right?
Correct. Yep.
What am I rolling with wits?
Wits plus obfuscate. So you should be able to click on obfuscate up towards the bottom. It has like a 1 dot next to it, right above cloak of shadows.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So you should be able to click on that and then add how many dice. Ooh, Mr. Carter, the beast begins to whisper
happens.
in the back. It just begins. Plan B's fucking terrible. Why are they doing this? As you're trying to begin to get your blood potency up. Instead of your blood potency that's risen, it's just your blood pressure. As you're just beginning to get a little angrier, a little hungrier, you are now sitting at 2 hunger.
Okay, I don't know how to do the discipline one, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead and roll wits.
Okay.
And then when it asks for a secondary stat, is there an option for a blank one?
Just says none.
Yeah, so go
And
ahead
then you just do modifier.
Yeah, go ahead and add none, and then for a modifier, add how many dots in obfuscate you have as the modifier.
Okay, 6 extra dice. Okay. I gotcha.
Appreciate it, Carter.
I think I did that one.
Ooh, you did, unfortunately.
That was bad.
Okay. Do you want to keep it that, or do you want to use one of your willpower to get it back? Or to try to re-roll those 2 misses, I should say, not get it back. Or do you want to just keep it at 0?
I'll keep it.
Okay.
0.
So, Carter, you're able to see her with the sense the unseen. Very obviously, it's like a faded outline, but you're able to see where she is standing. While you're listening in, go ahead and roll for me, Eva. You're gonna love it. Just wits and awareness.
It's my favorite.
I know it is. At this point, Dimitri, you've got 3 of your propane tanks begin to go to different parts. Obviously, you want to put them relatively spaced out so you get maximum fire for the most part. Is there anything else you would like to do after you get this 4th canister set?
I'll go back and grab one of the cans of gasoline and start kind of leading a trail to the propane tanks.
Sure. Eva, inside, you do hear the obviously the extremely loud music going through. You hear people cheering, yelling, all sorts of things, just people going absolutely wild. You even hear some screaming, but not of the good kind. Like someone is being attacked on the inside. But you're right after, I should say, the music begins to lower down. You hear a loud crunch. And you hear someone yell, enough. We have a lot to talk about. Please bring a warm welcome to Baron Joshua. And that is where we will go ahead and wrap up for tonight's session.
No.
You guys go ahead and take your +1 experience because they do give experience per session. So go ahead and take that. At the beginning of next session, we will go ahead and look at how to gain willpower because I believe that happens on a session basis as well, if I'm not mistaken. And thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. Dimitri, Carter, and Eva, thank you so much for coming and playing. I really enjoyed Vampire. This group is something special to say the least. I'm super excited for it. Maybe in like 8 to 10 sessions, we'll get past the language/music barrier that we have.
No guarantees.
None at all. Everyone out in Chatland, thank you so much. This will be put up on the YouTube. I don't know when it will be, but it will be because I am loving this season or this series so far, and I don't know how long it's gonna last. It's gonna be a good time. So I will see you guys next week, I believe. Next week, maybe ? But either way, we will see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out, and have a fantastic night, everyone.